Hey guys, in this video, I will share with you my event photography camera settings that allow me to capture moments like this and this effortlessly. Hi, my name is Chino, a professional events photographer based in London, and this channel is all about helping you make your event photography stand out. The camera setup I will teach you allows you to worry less about your settings and focus more on capturing moments, which is our main job as event photographers. You can use these settings when shooting in areas with good ambient lighting, like outdoors or inside well-lit rooms. However, these settings will not be ideal in really dark rooms like bars or wedding receptions, wherein you would need a flash. I will have a separate video on flash settings coming out soon. And make sure to stick till the end because I will share bonus camera settings to make this setup even more epic. I will reference using a Sony a7 IV just because this is the camera I currently own. But you can find the same settings on your camera. Step 1. Set your camera's metering mode to multi for Sony or Fuji, evaluative for Canon, and matrix for Nikon. This basically tells your camera to read the whole scene when trying to expose for an image. This will give us the proper exposure for most shooting situations because we will be using a semi-auto setup. On Sony, go to exposure/color, metering, then go to metering mode, then select multi. Step 2. Set your white balance to auto so we can get the correct color temperature in most shooting situations. On Sony, go to exposure or color, white balance, then white balance again, then choose auto white balance or auto. Pro tip, if the color or temperature of the lights in your scene is constantly changing, I would recommend picking either a Kelvin value or white balance preset like daylight or shade. Choose the white balance setting that will give you colors that are closest to what you are seeing with your own eyes. Step 3. Switch your camera to aperture priority mode. This will allow you to manually control your aperture value and the camera will choose the shutter speed to get what it thinks is a proper exposure. On Sony, Fuji, and Nikon, select the A shooting mode. On Canon, you have to select the AV shooting mode. Aperture priority in event photography is great because it gives you one less thing to worry about while still giving you artistic control by choosing your aperture value. This means you can still choose how much depth of field is in your photos or how blurry the background is. However guys, the problem with aperture priority is that when your scene becomes darker, the camera will try to get a brighter exposure by slowing down the shutter speed. This oftentimes leads to blurry photos or motion blur. Don't worry, we will fix that in the next steps, which are all about setting our camera's auto ISO and minimum shutter speed. But before that, if you're finding value so far, drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel to help other photographers find these tips. Also, if you have any questions about these settings, let me know in the comments so I can help you out. Step 4. Dive into your camera settings and activate auto ISO. In my Sony a7 IV, it can be found in the exposure/color menu, then go to exposure, then ISO. Scroll up until you see ISO auto and select that. Step 5. We will now set the range or the lowest and highest ISO our camera will use to get the proper exposure. Basically, we are limiting our camera to use any ISO in that range. On Sony, go to exposure/color, exposure, then ISO range limit. Set the minimum to the lowest ISO that your camera offers. In the case of the Sony a7 IV, it's 50. This gives us enough headroom to get the best image quality depending on the lighting condition. For the maximum ISO limit, I like to set mine at 12,800 so I'm ready for those low light situations and still get usable photos, meaning I can still clean up the ISO noise in post. If a scene does not allow me to get a decent exposure at ISO 12,800, in most scenarios it means I would need to use a flash. You can set your maximum ISO to what you know your camera will still give you usable images with noise you can tolerate. If you don't know this value for your camera, I suggest shooting photos at different ISO levels to see the highest value acceptable to you, or you can still clean up in post. Pro tips on ISO. Most photo editing software like Adobe Lightroom and Capture One has mind-blowing AI photo denoise features which work like magic. This means that nowadays we can get away with shooting at higher ISOs, so don't be too scared with going with that higher values.
But Chino, I was told to always shoot at lower ISOs to get the best picture quality.
Yes, that is true. In general, lower ISO values do give us the best best image quality, especially in portrait and landscape photography. However, due to the nature of event photography, we photographers usually find ourselves in less than ideal shooting situations, like dark rooms and tight spaces with constantly moving subjects. Always remember, for us event photographers, capturing crucial moments in focus is way more important than shooting in low ISOs. A blurry or out of focus photo is much harder or most often impossible to fix in post. It's like missing an important shot completely. Next, step 6, we will set the minimum shutter speed. In the Sony a7 IV, it is just below the ISO range limit and it is called the ISO Auto Min SS. Again, if you are not using Sony, you just have to find the equivalent option for your camera. Here, we will set the minimum shutter speed of the camera when getting a proper exposure. This will fix the motion blur problem I mentioned earlier when shooting moving subjects, because the camera will not go below your chosen shutter speed. For events, I like to set mine anywhere between 1/125th of a second and 1/250th of a second, depending on the kind of event I am shooting. Keep in mind that there are no exact settings for this. You would have to figure out which one is the most applicable to the kind of event you are shooting. For example, if you're shooting a corporate event where the speaker and the people are not moving that much, you can stick to around 1/125th of a second. In contrast, if you're shooting a scene where people are dancing like a party, you might need to go up to 1/250th of a second to capture people without motion blur. Again, do some test shots at your event and adjust your minimum shutter speed accordingly. Congratulations, our setup is now complete and your camera is now an event photography beast. Now, let me show you how to use it. Step 1. Select the aperture depending on what you want to achieve. For example, you can set the aperture to lower values like 2.8 or below, depending on your lens, to increase the brightness or get blurry backgrounds. The benefit of having a fast aperture lens or with a low f-stop capability is that you can let in more light, so the camera will select a lower ISO to get that exposure. This means a higher quality image with less noise. You may also go with f4 to f8 if you're shooting group photos to make sure you have enough depth of field and everyone is in focus. Just be mindful that choosing a higher f-stop value will make your camera choose a higher ISO since you are decreasing the amount of light entering through the lens. Fine-tune the photo's exposure using your exposure compensation dial if you want to make the shot brighter or darker. Turning or setting the exposure compensation towards a positive value increases the brightness of your photo, while turning it to a negative value makes it darker. Your camera will then select a new ISO and shutter speed value to achieve your desired exposure. Now all you have to do is just press that shutter button and start capturing awesome event moments. Now for those bonus camera settings. First is to set a custom button for your metering mode so you can quickly switch between them depending on the shooting situation. I have mine set as one of the options in the FN or function menu. This will be useful for us since we are using a semi-auto setup. For backlit subjects, it is better to use spot metering so that your camera will expose for the subject and not the background. You just need to bind your spot metering point to your focus point, and your camera will expose to where you place your focus point. To bind the spot metering point to your focus point on the a7 IV, go to exposure/color, metering, spot metering point, then select the focus point link. You may find that the background may be overexposed sometimes, but I would rather have good exposure of my main subject versus any other elements in my scene, including the background. You may also try to underexpose your subject for just a bit to save some of the background using your exposure compensation. Then just bring up the shadows later in post to brighten up your subject. That's it for me, guys. If you want more tips on how to be a better event photographer, watch this video right here. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. See you in the next one.